success is, to me, is not really material things or money or anything like that. It comes in different forms of just happiness and family and having people around.
Oscar and Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Ryan Bingham is in the prime of his life, not because of any award or recognition. The Texas-raised artist has a new album on the way and will resume his role as a ranch hand on the #1 new drama series, Yellowstone. But in tonight's Texas Voices, I sat down with Ryan when he stopped in Central Texas to talk about what really matters in life, his family. That saying, all hat, no cattle? Well, that ain't Ryan Bingham.
When I die low, don't want you put my soul up on the train.
I've always been, I don't know, had a bit of a rebellious attitude.
Well, you probably couldn't bullshit if you tried.
Exactly.
If you tried to bullshit, then it would be like, who are you? What are you doing?
That didn't go over in the kind of places I played at. You know, it was, you know, a lot of the bars and roadhouses and playing at the rodeo, you know, on the trailer. It's like, you know, most people went there to get drunk and fight, not listen to music, so.
Ryan Bingham didn't have high expectations for himself as a singer and songwriter. He grew up with one thing on his mind.
You know, I always looked up to the men in my life, cowboys. My grandfather was a rancher, my uncle rode bulls, and, you know, that's all I ever wanted to be growing up. And, but now and more I've realized that I've probably learned a lot better lessons from the women in my life.
Tell me about my trouble.
The lessons began in 1981 in southern New Mexico. The family ranch was sold and they moved to West Texas, eventually Houston. But after 50 stitches from a bull that knocked out his front teeth, his mom gave him a guitar at 16.
Times are tough, we had to let it go. We moved to town, but they couldn't move it out of me.
It was a long, dusty road of oil fields and the next town. Along the way, Ryan walked alone.
Trouble wasn't a good thing to be in all the time. I didn't have anybody to bail me out if I did get into trouble, you know, so I learned pretty quick kind of how to avoid that as best I could, and just had to rely on my gut.
Drugs, alcohol, and depression took both his parents at an early age. Every bit of that pain poured into his music.
Nobody thought that I ever would get away with the trouble in me.
Things were very personal that, you know, I was writing about, and I didn't really intend to play the songs for anybody. You know, I'd pull my hat down like this and sing at the floor, and, you know, and it was tough for a long time until, I don't know what it was. People weren't out there just judging me. They were really fans of the songs, you know, and they wanted to hear them, and I got something out of them. And so I think it just took me a while to realize that. And once I did, I started engaging more with people and talking about it, and seeing how it helped them, and then also it helped me a lot, discover a lot about myself and why I wrote the songs, and so they helped me get through it just as much, you know.
The music earned critical acclaim, but the real turning point was his wife and now 2 young children.
I lost a big chunk of my people at a young age, so I know what it's like to lose part of that, and for a long time it didn't really matter any kind of success that I had. That didn't take the place of that, you know, and so now having kind of rebuilt a family of my own, and it's the most important thing of all.
We listened in during sound check of his solo acoustic show at One World Theater in Austin. How do you find the words? Do you feel like they're always just there, floating around, just waiting, or?
You know, it's most songs that I write that I consider to be some of the ones that are most impactful or that have the most meaning are songs that I've written in 5 minutes, you know, where they just all come out, like not even writing them down, but just saying them out loud, like, you know, just a thought, and then writing them down after the fact. I've never been the kind of writer where I can sit down with a pen and paper and just formulate out, you know, something. That has to be just a rush of.
He tours worldwide this spring, and his new album, American Love Song, will be released next month.
It's a mix of, you know, love songs and murder ballads in a way, you know.
Oh, look, there's a thin line.
Yeah, there's a thin line.
Ryan has witnessed the dark alleys of this world, wants to make it a better place with the stories he tells.
If there's a young kid out in some small town right now that, you know, may be curious about some other things that are going on in the world, and I can inspire them to speak up and have a voice. And I know that I've had people do that for me.
You can hear Ryan's new song, Wolves, at KXXV.com. Ryan just announced his first ever music festival, The Western, will be held in Lukenbach April 12th and 13th. Texas Voices features the artists, musicians, and creatives in our great state.